Hey LA4, this video is to help walk you through the Moments That Matter Graphic Organizer. So I need for you to get into your notebook, go to page 16, and find this organizer that Mrs. Lewis and I gave you. Okay, so it's called the Moments That Matter Graphic Organizer. Okay, I'm going to walk you through how we're going to use this. This is a tool to help you set up your story so that when you go to write it, it will be a lot easier for you to do that. So you have to have in mind what topic it is that you're going to use for your story, okay? So I want to show you how this fits what we've been talking about with ideas, word choice, and organization. So if you look at all the boxes, you can see that there's a place for you to come up with a title, a place for you to tell who's in the story, where it takes place, emotions, feelings, or reactions you want the readers to feel, sensory details, the message that you want to get across, and what happens first, second, and third in your story. So let me show you how this works. Okay, so we said ideas was pretty important. So right here, what's the main idea you want to get across to your readers? So this works with idea. The second thing is organization. Here we've got beginning, middle, and end. So this is our organization. And then finally, up here with the sensory details or descriptions, this is going to work with our word choice. So remember, we're trying to get our reader engaged, and we do that by using good words to help them follow what's happening. All right, so let me show you how you can use this. All right, I'm going to write my narrative over a time when my dad and I went to go buy me a car when I graduated from college. So I had saved money and I was ready to go buy a new vehicle, and so he and I went car shopping. All right, so the title. I can't come up with the title right now. I think I need to do a little writing before I think about what would make the best title. So I'm going to skip the title. So if you have one in mind, you go ahead and write it down. But if you still need to think, well, then you are perfectly welcome to do that. Okay, so who is in the story with me? So first of all, there's me and my dad. And my dad's name is Walter. Me. And then a lady. We don't know what her name was. So a random lady, and I'll tell you about her in a second. Okay, this next box asks, when or where does this story take place? It was, I believe it was in June of 1995. And it happened in a not my hometown, but a town neighboring my hometown called Washington, Missouri. And we were actually driving down 5th Street. Okay, emotions, feelings, and reactions. You know what? I'm going to hold off on this one until I get more about what my story is going to be about. And I'm also going to hold off on the sensory details and description until I write down what my story was about too. Okay, so if you look here in the middle about what's the idea you want to get across. Well, I learned something that day about my dad that I hadn't thought about before. So that's the idea I want to get across. So I want to write down my idea as I saw my dad in a different light. I saw my dad in a different light. I learned that he was really kind and generous when I used to think he was serious and gruff. My dad's a very stoic guy. He doesn't show his emotions very much, and especially when I was younger, he was all about, hard work, getting things done, doing the right thing. But this day I saw him as someone who was very neighborly, and I was really impressed by it. Okay, so what happened? So now you can write down the things that happened. Okay, so first, let's see. You can do this as a sentence. You can do this as bullets. It's completely up to you. So I think I'm just going to write a sentence. So my dad and I decided to go car shopping in 2 neighboring towns. Okay, so this is the very beginning. So I might set my story up with, my dad saying, hey, you want to go look for these cars today? Got in his truck. We're heading out of town, going to the next town, and what maybe we talked about on our way over there. Okay, the middle is where most of the action is going to happen. So I'm going to say, then we were driving down 5th Street in Washington when a lady pulled out in front of us. She had left her purse on top of her car. And it spilled everywhere. Dad told me to get out, and we picked up her items. Okay, finally, very simple, we got back in the truck and drove off. Pretty simple. What happened first? We decided to go car shopping. Here's the main thing. See, it's even bigger than these 2 boxes. And at the end, we drove off. And here's where I learned my lesson. I'm actually going to put a little note to remind me that I need to add my lesson there at the end. Okay, so let me go back up to these 2 things. Emotions, feelings, and reactions. So I think I want to show my dad as serious. I want to show, let's see, what else? I want to show how he spoke. I want to show that I realized his kindness. I want my reader to see what I saw in my dad. So in order to do this, to show my reader what I saw in my dad, I got to set it up so that you have an idea of what he was like, why this was so surprising to me. So sensory details and descriptions. I want to describe my dad. He is a farmer, so has on a feed cap all the time, has work clothes on, dirty hands, dirt under his fingernails. So I want to show that he's hardworking. Sound, I want to describe my dad's voice. There's also the sounds of traffic. Feel, it was warm that day. I also want to show that it was summer. Oh, and I also want to describe the items from the woman's purse. Oops, so sorry, guys. So the items from, that's a sign for woman's purse. Okay, so those are things that I think are important. And notice, you're going to have probably more sight things than anything else. Okay, smell. My dad has smoked a pipe for probably since he was 20 years old. So I want to make sure that we got the pipe smoke and then the asphalt of the street where we were helping. Taste, there really was no taste associated with this, and you might find that some of these don't really fit, like sight for sure. Feel, probably you're going to have that, but hearing, you probably have that more than smelling or taste. So if you have a couple of these blank, then we get it. So I'm going to put NA here so I know that I thought about it and there's really nothing. And maybe I was drinking a soda, but I really can't remember that. Okay. All right. So this is what your organizer should look like. And it's, like I said, it follows our things that we've been talking about with the 6 traits of idea, organization, and word choice. And these will help us as we write our narratives. So you have a plan now, you have an outline that you can use to write your rough draft. This is going to go so much easier if you do this organizer than if you were just starting from scratch. So I'm really encouraging you to do this. Okay. Well, actually, no, I'm not encouraging you. I'm making you, because we're going to give you 15 points for doing your organizer. Okay. So we got about 8 boxes on here. If we did two points per box, and probably 1 for the title, and then 2 points for every other box. Okay. All right. So hopefully this has helped you, and we need your graphic organizer ready to go by Monday, October 12th. Okay. So it's due on Monday, October 12th. All right. So I will also, you should have gotten this in class. If you didn't, I will post this also with this video. Okay. All right, my friends. So think about what it is you're going to write and fill out your organizer. All right. Take it easy.